Hello, lovely people. Welcome to another episode of Aha Moments with Onyi. I hope you enjoyed our last video. Please, if you've not seen it, just go back and see it. And please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you can always see our videos. Today, I will be talking about a subject I consider very important in contemporary times, and that's the subject of teaching digital natives. I was teaching my students some years ago, and it occurred to me that I was boring them. That made me go into research. I tried to find out what exactly the issue was. I wanted to know if the content wasn't interesting or my method of teaching wasn't good enough. And I made an interesting discovery. That discovery is that I was teaching from a perspective or a background that was different from what the students are used to. And that's why I think it's important to discuss teaching digital natives. I'd like to start with a question. Who are digital natives? Digital natives are people who were born into the digital era. They were born in the time where technology was already rampant. These people include the millennials who were born somewhere around 1980 to 1996, 97. And then you have the Gen Zs who were born around 1997 to 2012, and the Generation Alpha who were born around 2012 to around 2022 or thereabouts. You see, these people were born into the technological age. All their lives, they've known and used technology, and this technology has continued to advance. Unfortunately, the people who teach them or facilitate learning for them are mostly non-digital natives. They were born before the digital era. And these are people we call the digital immigrants, because currently we are in a digital world. And since all of us are living in a digital world, the digital immigrants are those who are not necessarily natives but have migrated into an era because they cannot help it. If they go ahead to teach the students the way they know best or the way they were taught themselves, they find out that, like myself, so many years ago, before I found out the difference, they find out that they are boring the students. And that's why it's important that we get to know the things that appeal to these digital natives. What are the kind of things that appeal to them? The kind of things that appeal to them are things that are immersive, that's things that are visually channeled, like videos, podcasts, social media. Those are the things they resonate with. They are not interested in taking lots and lots of notes. Listening to your theories and all that you have to say in class sometimes is boring to them and doesn't interest them. So the things that interest them are totally different from what the digital immigrants know. Therefore, I think it's important that every digital immigrant will learn to the culture of the digital natives so that they can actually facilitate learning for these digital natives. So now, how do we teach the digital natives? How best to teach the digital natives? You teach them using experiential, project-based method of learning, where they are given real life problems, real world situations to handle, where they involve in hands-on in solving problems. They engage critical thinking, they engage creativity, they engage research to solve problems, and at the end of the day, acquire skills that are relevant for them in the 21st century. This is the only way that learning makes sense to them. So for people like myself that see our job as our calling, It's important that we do everything within our means, everything possible, to learn how we can actually teach these students without necessarily boring them. Instead, we teach them with those things that make sense in the 21st century, and these include helping them acquire skills in critical thinking and problem solving, acquire skills in collaboration and communication, acquire skills in creativity and innovation. It doesn't matter what you are teaching them, you can help them acquire these skills. Digital awareness skills, you can help them learn to be flexible and adaptable in a changing world, in a world where they need to meet with cultures because the society is global. They need cultural intelligence. That's why they need to be flexible, knowing that the only culture there is not the culture that they know. So flexibility and adaptability is important. And then information literacy. Let them know how to get information, process information, and use it properly. Today we talk about AI, and then we see our students learning or doing their homeworks with AI and all of that. You know, there's nobody can say they shouldn't use AI, but then we can teach them how to use AI to get the proper information and then to use those information. Global awareness is important for every 21st century learner. And I think these are the skills that we must learn how to put in place while teaching digital natives. I hope this made sense to you. I want to thank you for doing me the courtesy of listening and watching. And please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you can always see our videos. So please don't forget to follow, like, and I would like to hear your comments on teaching digital natives. See you on the next episode of Aha Moments with Onyi. I remain your host, Dr. Inyechi Wariboko. Bye for now.